Sustainability and green building practice have become much more than buzzwords. Many cities are now requiring green certification to obtain building permits. The U.S. Green Building Council, or USGBC, has created LEED, Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, a set of rating systems for the design, construction, operation, and maintenance of green buildings, homes, and neighborhoods, intended to help building owners and operators be environmentally responsible and use resources efficiently. An area formerly known for warehouses and railroads, Portland, Oregon's Pearl District is home to projects of builders and architects working to further sustainable green building practices. When the real estate development company Project set out to build student housing for the Pacific Northwest College of Art, they gathered a team of sustainable building experts, including Lever Architecture and LRS Architects. The goal was to have a new building type in the Portland skyline that set new standards in environmentally friendly building. Among the various materials and techniques incorporated was Husqvarna's Hyperfloor technology. Anile Hulava of Project explains the inception of the build.
So we had an idea, along with Thomas Robinson, the architect, to provide student housing for the Pacific Northwest College of Art. We had known they had a need for housing, and they were relocating their campus along the North Park blocks.
The Art House is a 7-story mid-rise that's multifamily housing with ground floor retail. The project came together with our design architect and the developer talking to the Powell family, who's long owned a piece of property, and we put together this project to house first-year art students in the building.
Now that the project site had been decided, LRS Architects and Lever Architecture began collaboration on choice of materials, design, and function of Art House in efforts to obtain green building certification. Thomas Robinson of Lever Architecture explains how his design virtually eliminates the need for heat and AC, as well as conservation of electricity through the use of light reflective surfaces.
A couple things that were kind of very key relative to the sustainability of this project. One, it's a very insulated envelope, so there's actually no air conditioning in the units. So they're naturally ventilated, where air actually comes in through what they call trickle vent in the window and then through the corridors. So there's actually, and with our climate, we're actually able to do that. The other thing that is a big element is what we call a rain garden, which we're standing in right here, which takes all the rainwater on the roof, funnels it through the garden, filters it before it actually goes into the storm sewer.
I think the major design aspect of this project that stands out far and above is the idea of light. And even in the most expensive condominium buildings in most major cities, you don't get light in the corridors of the project, and you don't get a lot of light coming in.
An answer to excess use of energy for lighting was a selection of Husqvarna Hyperfloor polished concrete.
Material for us and how material reacts to daylight is kind of part of all of our work. And this is probably the 4th time I've used ground concrete floors. One of the things that I love about these types of floors is they really are from the area, and what we really try to do is use aggregate that comes from Portland and the surrounding areas, and that's always usually the case because people don't like to ship stones, across country. What's really critical about the floor, and what I think Husqvarna's products and way of making floors enables you to do, is to grind really deep and really flat.
After pouring and curing, Husqvarna's Hyperfloor system transformed the original concrete slab at Art House through a combination of low VOC chemicals and mechanical refinement of the new surface through polishing, with the patented dual drive technology, to create a beautiful polished concrete floor that retained the original thermal mass properties of the concrete slab that are so imperative for creating a comfortable environment without using traditional heating and cooling systems that require large amounts of electrical energy. Let's take a closer look at the Hyperfloor system and its green properties. Hyperfloor's zero VOC liquid silicate densifier reacts with calcium or free lime already in the slab to create an inorganic crystal compound, calcium silicate hydrate. This crystal is refined to not only tighten the floor and add durability, but also for its reflective abilities. With Husqvarna Hyperfloor, you can drastically reduce your building's energy needs by making use of natural light from the sun.
I think one of the unique aspects of this project is the idea of using very simple and natural materials, but in unique ways. and changing them in certain ways to create an artistic expression. And I think that's expressed not only in the hyperfloor, which is, a very basic material, but when people look at it, it looks very rich, it looks very expensive, it looks very thought out, very artistic. But at the end, it's a simple, basic, hard material that wears well.
Having been involved with a number of different installations of this, all the way from doing it in museum projects to doing it, at like a high-end, creative office, which we've worked on in the past. This was, its own animal, not a high price point, but a really beautiful finish, a really beautiful product that I think kind of pulls the whole ground floor together in a way that just wouldn't be possible with any other type of material.
The art house has completely changed the architectural landscape of downtown Portland's Pearl District, and Husqvarna is very proud to have been a part of it. We would like to thank the Powell family, LRS, Lever Architecture, Walsh Construction, and Project for letting us lend a hand.
Recently named as one of the top 100 sustainable companies on the planet, the Husqvarna Group is pleased to be part of Art House, achieving LEED Silver certification. The choices made today shape the landscape of the future, and Husqvarna Construction Group is proud to be part of that process. There are so many more ways that Hyperfloor can aid in sustainable building and LEED certification. Contact us today for your free LEED guide to see all of the possibilities.